the long journey in to a country isolated by a forgotten war. So we're just crossing the border now from Thailand into Myanmar. You can see the road is pretty rough, it's pretty muddy, and all the rain from the wet season has just made it even worse. One of the few ways in is with an invite from one of the rebel armies that control the borderlands. Today we're guests of the Kawthoolei Army, one of the country's newest and most controversial. Its leader is this man, General Nadar Bomyar. He created this army after he was sacked by Myanmar's oldest rebel group, the KNU, about 3 years ago, when troops under his command were accused of massacring 25 unarmed prisoners. It's an accusation he doesn't deny.
I didn't give the order, but I look at the situation. I think they're not wrong, because it's happened during the fighting. The intelligence information that they're closely working with the Burmese military intelligence.
So you say they were military spies. The military denies that, but regardless, the laws of war are pretty clear that unarmed combatants shouldn't be killed. That's a war crime.
It's happened during the fighting, and the soldiers who are responsible for the situation, that in that moment they said, okay, there's something we got to do. And then, but they did it. I think they did it, they made the right decision, because otherwise those people would come back and attack our villagers.
The Geneva Conventions, though, says that killing spies, killing unarmed combatants is a war crime. Do you accept that this was a war crime?
This is not a war crime, because it's happened in a war zone. War crimes mean when you arrest them and you kill them where there's no fighting. This happened in the war.
An investigation into exactly what happened will have to wait. For now, General Nadar's forces are preparing to fight against Myanmar's military, itself accused of horrific war crimes, including torture, rape and airstrikes on schools and hospitals.
I'm an expert in killing. I've been interested in killing since I was a child.
While the Myanmar military gets its weapons from Russia and China, the rebels use homemade RPGs from parts ordered on the black market. Even some of the drones are homemade, but they can still pack a punch. This one can carry 2 60mm mortar shells. 22-year-old Jennifer has just joined the drone team after leaving her job as a kindergarten teacher in Yangon to be part of the resistance.
Even the youth are also very important. We can also be a part of the revolution, and we can also be useful for our current people and current states.
Do you ever worry about being here, so close to the front line in this war?
Yeah, I've been worried about that one, but I believe that God will protect His children.
People call it the forgotten war. Do you feel like the rest of the world has forgotten Myanmar?
Yeah, sometimes I feel like that, but I think we have to fight back ourselves for our country.
Like so many of these rebel military bases, this one is right next to a village. But here, the children don't dream of being astronauts or firefighters.
The reason I want to be a soldier is because we don't have freedom in my country, so I want to be a soldier. I want to stay peaceful, but I also see that my people are suffering.
So civil war is nothing new here in Myanmar, but what's different this time is just how many people from the Burma ethnic majority have left the cities and joined with rebel armies like these, which have been battling the military for decades now. And together, against the odds, they're winning. From the bustling city of Yangon to an army base deep in the jungle, women too have taken up arms.
I will keep fighting with the people until the revolution ends.
You've been learning to use that weapon. Would you be prepared to use it to kill one of the enemy?
Yes, I will shoot. I will keep shooting. I think it won't be too long if everything keeps going the way it is. We will win the revolution.
This young couple, also from Yangon, met in the jungles of Karen State after fleeing the city separately following the coup.
I was very heartbroken because many of my friends were killed. We lived in the same area and we were like brothers. During the protests, as shield holders, we were staying at the front line, but people who were behind us died. That's why I came to the jungle.
At the start of this year, among so much death, they welcomed new life.
At first, I didn't want to have this child because we live in the jungle in the middle of the war. But when I came to think about it, I was happy to give birth to him because he is a baby of the revolution. Maybe when he grows up, there will be peace in Myanmar. Or even before we die, we want to see peace in Myanmar.
The wet season rain brings a welcome pause to the fighting, but when the skies reopen, the constant threat of airstrikes will return.
When the jet fighters come, I get scared, but I just stay with my parents.
As they wait for the rain to stop and the fighting to begin again, the soldiers sing Burmese revolutionary songs about groups from all backgrounds uniting for a brighter future. Lauren Day, ABC News, Myanmar.